Breaking news today. I know the difference between a genius and a war criminal, Pence said in response to Trump's praise of Putin. Mike Pence, Trump's former running mate, criticized Trump late on Wednesday night for calling Vladimir Putin, the Russian president, a genius, shortly after Putin's invasion of Ukraine last year. During his CNN town hall, Pence said, when Vladimir Putin rolled into Ukraine, the former president called him a genius. To paraphrase, I know the difference between a genius and a war criminal, and I know who needs to win in the war in Ukraine, and it's the people fighting for their freedom and fighting to restore their national sovereignty in Ukraine. Pence also said, America, this is not our war, but the fight for freedom is our fight. We must arm the Ukrainian people so they can defend their country. In February 2022, before Russia's invasion of Ukraine, Trump called Putin a genius for recognizing two breakaway territories in eastern Ukraine. On his radio show at the time, Trump exclaimed, I went in yesterday, and there was a television screen, and I said, this is genius. Putin has recognized an independent state in a sizable portion of Ukraine. Wow, that's great news. Pence's recent comments were in sharp contrast to those of Trump, who avoided answering the question of who should win the war during his contentious town hall last month. Trump has also said that, if elected president, he would end the war within a day. Pence warned late Wednesday that Putin's conquest of Ukraine was only the beginning. Anyone who thinks Vladimir Putin will stop if he overruns Ukraine has what we say in Indiana, another thing coming. He continued, he has no plans to stop. There can be no doubt in anyone's mind that he intends to restore the Soviet Union's former sphere of influence in Eastern Europe. According to a well-known Russian war blogger, Ukrainian HIMARS are now being used on the front lines to strike Russian positions in the south of the country. Kremlin propagandist Semyon Pegov, who operates the War Gonzo Telegram account, said on Thursday that HIMARS, high-mobility artillery rocket systems, are being deployed, without hesitation, to be used on the very front, in areas like eastern Donetsk and southern Zaporizhia. As he put it, they hit right on the advanced fortifications, and he suggested that Ukraine's armed forces might use HIMARS to cut through Russian troops. Kicking the HIMARS out of the trenches is much more difficult than tank attacks, Pegov said. Since the summer of 2022, HIMARS has been in use by the Ukrainian military. Wheeled multiple rocket launchers were welcomed by Ukrainian Defense Minister Alexei Reznikov as powerful tools when they arrived in the country in June 2022. Then, in late July 2022, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky declared, HIMARS and other precision weapons are turning the course of war in our favor. As part of its military aid packages, the United States has given Ukraine not only artillery ammunition but also 38 HIMARS. The long-awaited Ukrainian counteroffensive push against Russian forces has yet to be confirmed. According to a statement released by Russia's defense ministry on Monday, Ukraine launched a large-scale offensive on Sunday, targeting 5 sectors of the front. Lieutenant General Igor Konashenkov, a spokesman for the Russian Ministry of Defense, said, the adversary's objective was to break through our defense on the most vulnerable front sector. The Russian Defense Ministry added that this effort had been fruitless.